Here we go. We pick up with the F4C. Actually, I might as well show this. I was actually just telling a little story about it. This was used during the Vietnam War. And what I was saying was initially when these things were developed, these planes were developed, it was decided that they did not have to house, they did not have to incorporate a gun in it because they were relying heavily on the technology of the missiles and I guess the superior fighting skills, flying skills of the Americans. But what happens is when they started engaging the MiGs during the Vietnam War, they found that a lot of times the missiles failed, and then they were like up close and personal with their enemies, and they didn't have anything to throw at them. So I think later on, I'm not sure if it's designated here, but what they did was they actually created like an external gun pod that they mounted on the bottom of these, just to give them more, some more firepower, more oomph. And I think even though that was better than not having a gun pod, sometimes they weren't as reliable as if the gun pods were directly incorporated in the body fuselage of the plane. But also, I think Top Gun, the fighting training for Americans, I think Top Gun kind of came into existence around here to help hone the Americans' piloting skills. And the combination actually started turning the tides for them. I think that's the number of kills. Something on Brigadier General Robin Olds. I'm going right over this. There's another humongous aircraft up here. This is all gray. Constellation. Lockheed. EC-101D. Again, I love all this information that they give on all of the planes. I'm trying to loiter and pause for a number of seconds to give those of you who are watching this time so you could actually pause the video and just read up on everything that I'm seeing here. I think this was a F-10. I'm not sure. I'm thinking F-105, but I thought we already saw F-105. Let's see what it is. There's a cool MiG in the background. Another cool MiG. Let's see what this guy is. Oh, this is the one that's Fire B. This is the one that's hanging from the ceiling. Which is this. But this is really what I wanted to focus on. It is the F-105D. I thought we already saw F-105 and F-105D Thunder Chief. I think we did. I think this is just another one. Again, same two-tone green, brown color scheme. That's that big guy who's in the background again. I think its designation is on the other side. But before that, we got two MiGs here. MiG-17, specifically a MiG-17F. Frisco. Humongous intake. I love the camouflage scheme on this too. And this is a MiG-21. Generally, the designations as they develop, this is the Soviet Union I'm talking about, as they develop more and more advanced aircraft, they increase the numbers. So I'm not sure if you remember, but back during Korean War, it was a MiG-15, and we just saw the MiG-17, and this is a MiG-21. PF specifically. Fish bed D. That's interesting. Again, they had really cool informational tidbits posted around this museum. The specifics, it really kind of gives you a unique individual feel. Not just for the planes, for the pilots. It actually flew the planes. Trying to give you some background history. This sucker looked like it was really nose heavy. I actually had all of these MiGs, these model kits. Let's see what this big guy is behind the scenes. Actually, before that, I remember this guy. Can't think of its name, but I do remember it. This is one of the few props that were used during World War II, during the Vietnam War. In general, like most of the planes, I think it transitioned over to jets, just because of, more powerful, more speed, the whole thing. But this particular one, AH-1 Skyraider, one reason why it was so, I guess, effective is because of the engine. It's a prop engine, but then the wings, and if you notice, they've dropped a whole bunch of stuff underneath it. There's a whole bunch of points that you could add ordnance and things to. But one reason why this was so effective is because, and notice also it's not swept wing, it's straight wing, but it had loitering, like it was able to stay around the battlefield and just fly around just because of the wing. I guess the construction, the wings, the fact the wings are straight, and the engine. So in this case, they didn't really necessarily need to be fast. They just need to be able to stay aloft in the air for extended periods of time. Yep, see? The single-engine, propeller-driven attack aircraft, the last of its time to be seen in combat in the United States Air Force, excelled in firepower, accuracy, low level of survivability, and unmatched time over target. What can I say? I'm that good. You say, actually, this plane, I don't think about it. This was the Flight of the Intruder. I think it was Flight of the Intruder. Okay, let's see. This was a C-7A, that big wing that we saw on the other side. C is for cargo. It's called the Caribou. Its nickname. This one, C-123K. Provider. Another cargo plane. It's like they also use them on salt. Okay, let me pan out so you can see more of this aircraft. So again, they have a pretty detailed, extensive interior that they're showing. Actually, let me continue with this information that they have posted on it. Actually, what I might very well do is, after I upload or after I get home and get a chance to look at these, actually this is the other side of that other one. What I very well may be doing is just watching this. This is interesting. These are, I think, radar antenna. I think radar was still being developed in this area. This is cool, hanging from the ceiling. Another cool, this is helicopter, hanging from the ceiling. Let's see what these two guys are. Well, actually, before that, might as well do this one. Oh, there's a Jolly Green Giant, they called it. Sikorsky. Sikorsky was making very many of the aircraft or helicopters for the United States during this time frame. Speaking of, there's another Sikorsky. Okay, this was a Jolly Green Giant. I'm not sure if we're talking about two different aircraft or helicopters or the same one. Okay, let me pan that so you can see this guy in all his glory. Let's come over here. This is another helicopter, CH-3E. It's another Sikorsky. Okay, so this is what's hanging directly above us. Cool profile, cool shape. Let me see if I can back away so you can see this. This is the one QU22B. And let me get over here so you can see what we were just talking about. So that's this aircraft up here. I think this is the other side of their transport, the cargo plane. Let's see, we're working our way towards the end of this. I think it's called the Bird Dog. This aircraft. That was in another movie I remember seeing. Danny Glover was the pilot. Can't think of the name of it. There was a plane, I'm not sure if it was a transport or what it was, but it had like a high-ranking, I think it was Admiral, maybe not Admiral, Captain somebody, but he was shot down. And ultimately this plane was used to, I don't know if this was used to grab him out of there, but they were in contact. So he was kind of giving him his reconnaissance. He was going up like almost continuously. and keeping the one lone surviving officer, American survivor officer, out of harm's way. This was a UH Bell. This is an OV-10. It's a 10A Bronco. Also love the configuration of this guy. Twin turbo prop, short takeoff. I think this was used in attack mode. See the bombers, the missiles that were loaded underneath one of the points. Humongous cockpit, two-seater. See what's over here. Yeah, notice the green, tan, brown paint scheme. B26K. Wow. This is the end of these guys. They got 8 machine guns mounted in the nose of this guy. This is a dragonfly. A lot of these actually, I had models of them as a young adult. Don't ask me how many I actually built because there wasn't many. Yeah, Dragonfly, A37. But it's cool when I come to a museum like this because it gives me a chance to see these aircraft in person. Appreciate some of the features and the details and even the size of some of these guys. And honestly, a lot of times I leave here with a buzz, you know, which is a little voice in the back of my head saying, you gotta build these. You have this one, build this one. Why don't you build this one? This is another one, painted in the 3-tone, 2-tone gray. I'm sorry, green, 1-tone brown. Canberra is a bomber, B-57. Cool Willie's Jeep. Actually, oops, sorry about that. Actually, let me get a shot of the Dragonfly from afar. And you can notice, like, majority amount of these planes are painted in the same scheme. 2-tone green with brown. There's another one. Same deal. And again, the reason why I'm pretty sure is because camouflage. Yeah, it is the bird dog. This is the one I was telling you about. O1G. Observation. And again, notice, like, in most cases, most of these planes are jets, but you do have some examples of props. An idea of the prop planes were used to more to their unit. They didn't necessarily need a whole lot of speed, so they needed to kind of loiter over areas. So the straight wings, propeller, engine, and again, it's designed not really necessarily for speed, but for loiterability. And I'm not sure if that's the real name, if I just made it up. Here goes this other airplane, U-10D. Which is this guy all the way up here. Again, I'm backing up. I'm hoping there's nobody behind me. So let's see, we're coming towards the tail end of this exhibit. This is the 10, I think this is the 102, Voodoo. Actually, let me do this. This is Super Saber. I mentioned the saber before, which was used in the Korean War. And this is a Super Saber. I guess it was super, I think it was produced by the same people. That's the only reason why it has saber in it. You can notice the coloration. And this one, oh, F101. I said what? F102, but it's F101 Voodoo. F101C, so this might be the third designation that I got wrong. Actually, I love this configuration as well. Just the shape of the plane. This is the F100 again. Super Saber I was just talking about. Again, there's so much information. I think when I was here before on Friday, I did get a chance to read some of this stuff, but I didn't read all of this stuff because you're kind of rushed time-wise. So again, that's one reason why I'm pausing these. So when I get home, I can plug these things in. This is that, I think, the bomber we're looking at. You see all the bombs. It's kind of dark. Let me see if I get it from a different angle. I'm looking at 15 mounted on this one wing area. I think I started out here. Look at that humongous, no, that's not the big one. I think that's a smaller unmanned drone. Here we go. This is, I think I might have done this already, but what the heck. Might as well do it again. Oh, this is a Trojan. I didn't get this one before. This is a trainer. And the T designation is telling us that. Oh, battery's about to run down. This is the other side of the Super Saber. And a couple aerial shots. Things hanging. So this is probably one of my favorite hangars. It's because it has like a lot of the planes I'm familiar with. I purchased as kids or young adult. You know, do one slow pan. And then we are going to be moving over to the next museum. I think there are only 2 more hangars, so we're almost finished with this. Stay tuned.